Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Testing Mini Bytes. I am your friend Amudan Shaktivel, and in this video we will see how to run our Selenium tests in different browser versions, right? Suppose consider my product owner comes to me and tells, hey, I want to do a thorough check how my application behaves in different versions of a Chrome itself. Suppose Chrome has different versions, right? From 80 to 89. So in this on this date, when I'm taking this video, 89 being the latest, okay? So my product owner wants my application to be tested on versions from 80 chrome to 89 chrome. Okay, this is based on the analytics that he got, that is no applications is behaving erratically in older versions of chrome. So now there is a requirement for me to run my automation tests as well in all these browsers. Again, I cannot run this in my local infrastructure because obviously I cannot maintain all those chrome versions. To achieve that, we can also use our docker. We have seen how to use different versions of docker, all this stuff in the previous videos. In this particular video, we are going to only see how we can cater or change our existing framework to accommodate these needs. Again, if you don't have any such requirement, then you may can skip this video, but as an added knowledge, you can also watch this to understand how this works, right? So basically we're going to see how we can do this whole setup, okay, and how the default behavior of Selenium Hub exists. So when we have done all the Selenium grid setup in the previous classes, we will see how the default Selenium Hub delegates the test to its nodes. Okay, we will see how the default behavior is designed. Okay, and then we'll understand how we can change that. Okay, we will, to accommodate the needs. Okay, we have to do some add an extra browser version capability to the decide capability section. We'll see about that. We'll also need to make few changes to the Excel sheet that we are using, because we are doing data driven testing from our Excel sheet, right? So we need to do some changes to our driver class. We will see the final run and verification once everything is done. So this is what going to be the agenda for today's topic. So without wasting much time, let's get back to the Eclipse workspace. And if you notice, we are using a simple test, a dummy test for our practice purpose. We understood a lot about the Selenium standalone, how the Selenium standalone infrastructure exists, how we can use Docker Compose file, what is the advantage of using Docker Compose file, all the stuff. But this it is time now, to move our Docker Compose file from our practice project to the Selenium automation framework project. Again, guys, you can paste this particular Docker Compose file, which I am copying it from here. You can paste it anywhere in the project, but it is always a good convention to keep your Docker Compose file in the root folder. So I'm just pasting it in the root folder. Now, as you are already aware, this Docker Compose file is having three services. One is Selenium Hub, one is Chrome, and one is Chrome 79 version, and another one is Firefox. Again, guys, if you want multiple versions of Firefox, or if you want to include a Opera image, you can do that as well. But in my case, I have three services in total. Two of them are Chrome. One is 88 version, one is 79 version, and another one is Firefox. Okay, let me first spin up these containers first. To do that, let me go to the project location where this Docker Compose file is located. Okay, you can also open your command prompt, or and then navigate to that particular project folder. But for simplicity reasons, I'm going to this particular location and opening the command prompt there. If you notice, Docker Compose file is located here, so I can type just Docker Compose up and -d. So this -d indicates that I don't want to see the logs. Let the logs go into the background. Okay, so just press on enter, and then you can immediately see, okay, your local host 4444. That's where our Selenium grid will be up and running in few seconds. Okay, now the grid is ready. So let's wait for the hub and nodes to get linked, right? So wait for a few more seconds, and if you notice, I have two Chrome versions. If you notice the symbol, it is a Chrome and Firefox, right? So good. Now the Firefox version is 69 and my Chrome versions are 79 and 88. Now I have a specific requirement that I need to run my test on different versions of Chrome browser itself. Okay. Suppose if I don't do any changes, okay, let's see how the default hub, default behavior of the hub, okay, how this is delegating our test. Okay. Now I'm going to execute one particular Amazon test that is having two iterations. Okay. Again, guys, if you find the video a little slow, please change the playback settings to 1.5 or 2. If you notice, this is my run manager sheet. I just want to execute my Amazon test. That's why I have kept yes here. And the data for this Amazon test will be these two things. So this Amazon test is having two iteration. Both of them will run on Chrome. Okay, this is how the setup is. Now let's see where these particular tests are getting executed. Notice I haven't mentioned any versions. Okay, so hub by default, okay, pick any of these. Okay, it by default pick either this particular node or this particular node. Again, we cannot be sure about in which one it will run this particular test. Okay, so let's try to run this particular test. Okay, and see uh, how this. Okay, sorry guys, I have just closed my Chrome. Okay, let me open it again. It's back now. Okay, let me go to the console. And then if you notice, the one of the test is getting ran on 79. Okay, so let's try to see whether the first test is completed. Yeah, first test is now completed. The second test is now getting executed on 88. Okay, so it randomly pick whatever the node that is free, and then it will run the test for us. Okay, since we have just mentioned Chrome in the decide capability section, it ran both the tests, according to its own convenience. Okay, but in my case I want to run it on specifically on particular versions. Okay, suppose this particular test I just want to run it on one particular version, then I can dictate. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's make the changes in the Excel sheet first. Okay, so here I'm just going to add a new column where I can mention the versions. Okay, so what are the current version we have in our setup? Okay, that is, you can pick them from here. Okay, so this is one of the version. Okay, just placed it here, and the other version is 88. And guys, if you notice, I'm adding a single quote at the front. This is because I don't want that to be treated as a number. I want that to be treated as a string, right? So I want Apache Poi to treat this as a string. Okay, and guys, I don't want to leave this empty, so I can pick some versions. Okay, for Chrome, I can add all these things. Okay, and for Firefox, okay, it's 69.0, so I can add 69.0. Okay, you can pick some versions for all your test cases. That's absolutely fine. Now this first iteration will definitely should run on 79, or I want both the iteration to be run on 88. Okay, in that case you can dictate like this. Okay, it's up to you how you want to run this. Okay, in my case I want to run this first iteration on this, second iteration on this, and I want to also create a new iteration where I will give Firefox, where I want my Amazon test to run on Firefox as well as version as 69. Okay, this way you are dictating in which browser version your test needs to be run. Again guys, make sure that you are giving the correct version, otherwise hub will not identify what browser it needs to run. Okay, so please give correct browser name and browser version. Good. Now once this is done, just save this. What of the data that we have given in the Excel sheet will be available to us in the form of data provider, right? So if you notice, if you are watching this lecture from the beginning, then you might understand that we have a data provider utils, okay, which will read all these values and return it in the form of array. Okay, object array. So this will return in the form of object array, which means this particular test case will have its 3 iterations. Okay, everything is already taught. If you haven't watched those tutorials, please do watch them to understand about it. Okay, now I have my Amazon test. Okay, all the data that we are giving from the Excel sheet will be available in the form of map. Okay, now I want this to be not, I want this to access this from a base test, because that's where I'm delegating to browser and other stuff. Okay, if you want to access the data provider values in the before method, you need to use object array, and whatever the value that we have sent to the data test method as a form of data provider will be available in the form of object array. In our case, it is just a map. Okay, it is a map of string comma string values, right? So if I open my Excel sheet again, and guys, this may be repeatable for someone who's regularly watching my videos. For someone who is watching this for first time, you may not understand. So whatever the values that we have in the Excel sheet will be available in the form of map. So Amazon test, the head, the key will be test name, value will be Amazon test, key will be execute, and the value will be yes. So this alone is constituting a particular hash map. Okay, so this is what is getting feeded to the my test method, which will be feeded in the form of object array. So to get that I am converting this array back to hash map, and from this hash map I am from fetching the value of browser. This is the method where I am calling, passing the browser, and this driver factory is what responsible for, bringing back or initiating my drivers, right? So this is what is happening. Now I'm just going to add a new parameter to this. Okay, so this init driver method, I'm going to create it with map.get. Okay, the version is the header that we use. So we are also passing this. Okay, now here I'm going and adding a additional parameter string version. Okay, even in this particular thing, driver factory, I am passing version. Okay, I'm going to this particular thing and I am also making the necessary changes here. So when someone is passing me the version, if the remote the run mode is remote, then I also need to do set version. Okay, so whatever the version that's coming from there, I'm just posting it here. That's it. Everything is done. The same way for Firefox remote, I'm also doing the same thing. By this way, the Selenium Hub definitely knows which browser it needs to run its own test, right? So we have made the necessary changes. That's all we have to do. Let's close this and then check everything is working fine or not. Okay, fingers crossed. I'm running all of them in sequential way so that we can understand how the test is getting executed. Okay, I can also run them in parallel. Okay, in that case, we may not be able to understand how this is running. The first iteration is getting ran on 79. That's absolutely fine. Okay, let's wait for the test to complete. Second one should be picked on 88. Okay, there's a very small test that log into Amazon site and it does some, add a product to the cart, I think. So it's a very simple test. So it might not take much time. Suppose consider this is first test is done and the second test is now getting executed on the 88 version. Good. Now there is one more iteration that needs to be run on your Firefox 69 and this is also getting executed. Okay, everything is getting executed absolutely fine. But this time you are the one who is deciding which test needs to be run on which particular versions of your browser. Again, guys, you can if there is no such requirement for you, then you don't have to do this all these changes. You can just pass the capability as Chrome or Firefox. Hub will decide which node it has to run your test. Everything is done and we should see the results in some time. Okay, I think one of the tests got failed. That's absolutely fine, but all our intention is to achieve browser compatibility testing, as well as we should be in a position to control which particular versions of Chrome that we want to run our test. We have achieved that already and everything seems to be working fine. Okay, guys, if you have any special requirement to your needs, please let me know. I will also make a video about it. I will all see you in another great video about Elasticsearch, Kibana, how to make a real-time dashboard and other stuff. They're all coming soon, so keep watching and keep supporting the Testing Mini Bytes channel. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.